So today is finally the day where I'm going to do a tier list on every single weapon in After the Fall. I know this has been a bit late, but, you know, we're finally doing it. This is basically going to be ranked off of my opinions and my experience with every gun, as well as some stats, some other stuff. But yeah, also forgive me, I am sick whilst recording this, so yeah, my voice is going to be a bit messed up. But let's get straight into this. Let's begin with the service pistol, the first gun you basically unlock. I'm gonna put this maybe in B. Just for now, I'll probably rearrange these as we go on. But right now, I feel the service pistol's in an okay area. It does the highest amount of damage in the blue ammo type, as well as it's not too bad. You can very much conserve your ammo. But the only thing I don't like about it is right now with the rage booster becoming so absolutely broken. And by that, I mean, it turns almost every gun here into a clutch weapon. The service pistol and any other semi-automatic weapon really doesn't get the benefit of the rage booster. That's why I'm kind of off of it. But to be honest, still, the service pistols are just a really great option. Like, it's just... Also, it's a blue ammo type, which recently got its buff. So yeah, that's really cool. And I actually really like the service pistol right now. I think it's good, but I don't think it has too many things strong that can put it up a higher tier. Next, we'll go with the Arizona, and I'm going to just go straight up on this in F tier. Just, you know what, actually, this is don't use. So there we go. So the Arizona is going in don't use for the reason of its stun damage, and just overall, it gets outclassed by multiple other weapons. Whilst, yeah, it has quite high damage, and basically it's the second highest damage gun in the game, you can just easily just use other guns that can output that much damage in just pure DPS through mag size. So, I don't really like the Arizona right now. It's in a really tough spot for me personally, as someone who used to use it literally ever since it got released. I was kind of very on and off with it, but still, I really liked it, and I think it definitely needs to have its stagger damage upped again, because 7 to 6 shots just to kill one brute is way too much. Like, way too much for an Arizona. Like, come on, just give us that buff. We need it. Next, I'm going to move on to the Assault Carbine. That's going to go in B tier as well. It has the lowest damage when it comes to all yellow ammo type weapons right now. And in my personal preference, I think it needs some niche. As the MT, really high hitting damage, really good fire rate, really good damage. Full stop. The LMG, high stagger, high fire rate, okay damage. Slightly less the MT. And the thing is with the Assault Carbine is it almost gets outclassed by multiple blue ammos. So it's there. The only thing I will say about the Assault Carbine is very consistent. It has good, okay-ish damage for no fire rate. Next is the pump shotgun. I definitely think that deserves an S tier. It's going to be our first S tier as well, because it's just ridiculous. Technically, it's the first ever clutch weapon. It's a gun I recommend literally everyone use as well, because say you get trapped in a bad scenario, you just spam fire that thing through all of the snow breed. They're all dead. Everything's dead. You're hopefully not dead, but you know, it's broken with how strong and how high fire rate you have. As well as, we have had no changes other than a fix to the shotgun. That is it. We've had no buffs, we've had no nerfs. That is just really great, and it just stands really strong in the current gun meta. Next, I'm gonna put the SMG, and I'm fighting myself not to put this in S tier. As, you know, let's just put it in A tier for now. The SMG, right now, in my opinion, is really strong. Yes, it has the lowest damage out of every gun in the game, but to be honest, that fire rate and that stagger damage makes up in tenfold for what this gun can do. As well as with a really easy advanced reloading cycle, I guess, then it's just one of the best guns in the game, and I would really recommend some people just try it out and use it for a really long time. I'm a person who's used this since I've started the game on release, and in my opinion, it's still a gun that I will always use in my inventory. no matter what. It is just so nice to be able to just stun an enemy in 1 to 2 bullets with a gun that fires that fast. Next, we have the MT. And I'm going to put this just below the SMG. And whilst I would probably run a loadout with both of them, and to be honest, I'd run a loadout with all 3 of these guns right here, I just think, in my opinion, the SMG is a lot more versatile in a loadout and a lot more useful in more loadouts. So I very much like it. As well as the MT, I do like it though, and that's why I'm putting an A tier, because of how high damage and high fire rate it can have if you upgrade it fully. And it's definitely not a bad gun. I definitely think it's just an amazing gun. And to respond to that guy who commented in my last video, yeah, this gun is absolutely insane if you want to use it. If you're genuinely thinking, oh, I love this gun, I like using it, I'm gonna keep playing the game with it, do it. Like, if you enjoy the gun, use it. Don't take this tier list as a definitive, these are the best guns in the game at the top tiers, and these down here are the worst guns in the game. Well, see, Arizona kind of is right now. Well, these kind of all come to personal preference, and that's why it's I stated this is all down to my gameplay experience and my personal preference and where I would put these guns in the tier list. So yeah, feel free to also talk in the comments below and make adjustments wherever you feel free. I'll leave the template as well down there, so if you want to adjust it at all, it's there. Next, we'll go with the Revolver, and with current buffs and changes to it, I think it's definitely S tier. It's way too good right now to just pass up a gun that does 375 damage without advanced reloading. That is just normal prototype floppy, prototype barrel. That's too good. You can't pass that up. It's just too strong. It has no recoil. You can dual wield it. You have insane damage. And even if you were to use advanced reloading, you can just flick it, which means you can eject mag, put it in, and then flick. It's so easy. Oh man, the Revolver has so much love, with so many also minor buffs. Increased damage on special infected, increased crit rate, basically full stop, as it has a base crit rate multiplier without the battery. It's too good. It genuinely needs to just slow down. Like, the devs that after the fall need to slow down. It's too good. And I understand the reward of good aim, good gun. But to be honest, every gun requires good aim. The Arizona requires good aim. And you've nerfed it. Enough of my rant, though. Revolver's just really good. S tier. I've been fighting with myself, because I used to not like the LMG with how it used to be, with how low damage it used to have. Whilst it was okay-ish with its barrels, I just didn't like the recoil combined with that low damage. But to be honest, with the rework with it, I'm kind of liking it a bit more. I'm actually going to put it just below the MT. With the recent changes, I've been playing with it a load. And I mean, like, I've been running Tommy gun LMG revolvers and just messing around. To be honest, I think the LMG is definitely worth a lot. And I think that maybe just give it another shot if you didn't like it before. It's quite okay-ish. So, yeah, it's just kind of there. I don't really have much to say about it, as I think I've already covered that it has a really high fire rate. But with also the recent buff, it has a high damage number. I think it's a bit better than the assault carbine and service pistols in my personal opinion, but I wouldn't really put it anywhere. You know what, actually, we'll just put these down to C, and that's the LMG tier. Last, we have the Tommy gun. And to be honest, I'm not sure where to put the Tommy gun. In my personal opinion, it's a great weapon that can replace all 3 of these guns. And I mean, replace all 3 of these guns here. You don't need any yellow ammo type if you just want to use a Tommy gun. Like I said, up to personal preference what gun you want to use. These are just really useful. To be honest, I like how we've got this little thing here. I might just leave it like this. But to be honest, You know what? We'll adjust these real quick.
A few moments later.
But to be honest, I also don't want to be unfair on it. Let's just put it back up here. It's just going to swap places for now. So yeah, I think that's really it, other than me messing around now with where things go. I might have another relapse in judgment and change it again. But yeah, I think that's really it. These guns are quite nice. They have some really nice just qualities to them. And I don't think there's a gun that is weaker than all the rest, in my opinion.
So that was a fucking lie.
I think every gun, if you like it, you can use it, even in a nightmare run. The Arizona, though, right now, unless you're running, like, say, SMG pump shotgun, and you just want to run the Arizona because you don't want to dual-wield revolvers and carry 4 guns around, then yeah, I guess give it a shot. And the most I would really change is maybe the Tommy gun, as I feel it has an okay-ish middle ground between the SMG and the service pistol. That's why it's kind of here, literally in the middle of both of them. But to be honest, it just doesn't fill as much as a role as a primary weapon as the MT or LMG do. And I could see people kind of experimenting with the Tommy gun. As I said before, you can use it as a primary gun if you definitely think you don't want to use the LMG, the assault carbine, or the MT. It just doesn't do enough damage in some scenarios. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. That's basically been all of it. And yeah, I don't really think there's anything else. If you want to go in the comments and just kind of go absolutely in on me because of my choices, feel free to. The damage numbers have been on screen all the time, and the only damage number we don't know is the shotgun because obviously, like I said, it's had no buffs, it's had no nerfs, it's literally not changed at all. So yeah, that's really it. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, before we go, I'm streaming on Twitch later, so don't forget to go in the description and click on the link. Yeah, peace.